Yes boys, the Paradise situation has just got worse than it already was. And in today's video we're going to take a look at all the new information that's come to light. To get you all up to speed, Paradise have been promoting their game as being a competitor to GTA 6 for up to 6 months, even at one point having it on their website. And alongside this, they've asked every single influencer to make sure they compare it to GTA 6. And they've even gone as far as asking creators to pretend it is GTA 6. Although they will completely deny that. And of course, during all of this, they were lying about their partnership with Epic Games. Their game was on their store, but it wasn't a partnership. And they were also lying about their collaborations with influencers and so much more. They released a demo of their new game on the 1st of April, wherein you had to download some shady crypto-based launcher. And of course people were confused because Paradise had stated since October that the game is basically finished. In February they announced the full game would come out to early access on Steam and Epic Games in April. And then in March they randomly started saying that the game is just going to be a demo, with the full release expected in 2026. But they later issued a statement saying that it'll be ready in 2025, and their actual statements on this keep changing. Now the game was originally supposed to come out on the 2nd of April, but they launched it on the 1st, which is the day before. I genuinely think them dropping it a day early was a troll. I think they're at the point now where they're just taking the piss. I mean, their community managers have said that they worked for Fantastic before, the people that made the day before. I'm not even going to put it past myself now that this is some mad thing. I don't know, you guys let me know down below. Of course, when the game was launched a day early for some reason, people were obviously very angry. So Paradise issued a statement in the Discord saying that the Steam and Epic Games versions would be coming out the following day, and these versions would have all of the missions and all of the cool stuff that would be promised in the game. Well, the next day, 2 PM EST came and went. Then 6 PM, 7 PM, it all came and went and nothing was released. They then posted a statement lying about the figures that the game had pulled through their other dodgy launcher. Then of course they totally ignored the fact that they had lied to everyone just a day earlier. And they also made a statement that they had essentially achieved their goal of bringing awareness to their coin. Yes, this is a crypto scheme. And in the process of doing this, they basically said that they don't care and we're just gamers and we shouldn't care either. Well, their coin isn't looking too great now, is it? And this brings us to now, where their shit demo has been out for nearly a week and we've had time to properly dive into it. And what we found was beyond hilarious. But very quickly, I just want to say a brief thank you to Cinch Gaming. They make custom gaming controllers. You can also actually upload your own designs to their controllers and have it all custom printed. So if you are interested, the link is down below. Now back to the video. Now we're going to take a look at the actual game itself, but before you watch any further, you do need to know, do not download this game launcher. I've had multiple people reach out to confirm that their PCs have either been hacked or associated accounts such as email addresses or certain drive accounts have been messed with. So please do not download the GGEM launcher until we know if it's actually responsible for causing these issues, because a lot of people are asking me if it's directly responsible and I can't give an answer because we're still investigating it. Right, now let's actually look at the game. And a big shout out to Blade for sending me this footage so I can actually show you what's happening here. The character creator is called Playground for some reason, but it's actually probably the only part of the game which isn't completely broken. Well done. But let's rip this apart. Going into the game, these backgrounds are just AI generated. You can tell from the non-conformity in the buildings. In fact, if you look very closely, this looks like the general AI slop that any image generator that uses AI would spit out. Now, the biggest selling point of the game was their AI NPCs. This is what they've been promoting since day one, about having conversations with NPCs, and the whole game and the whole theme was built up around being able to have a believable and real feeling world because of these AI NPCs. Well, they've now pulled the plug on the AI NPCs. None of them work and the APIs have all been disconnected. The main reason for this is because it costs money to run these servers. The thing is how are they planning to address this when the game comes out? Because the game is free to play and the more people play it, the cost per user is going to keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Now remember when Paradise claimed that they owned all of the intellectual property to the vehicles in the game? Well, last time I checked, they didn't own the rights to Ferrari and Lamborghini. Also, for a company that keeps saying that they aren't Russian whilst emailing in Russian, it's a bit weird that the Lambo's on Russian registration plates. Anyway, it would be a proper shame if Ferrari were to find out about this. Just hopefully no one tags them in it on Twitter. That would honestly be such a shame. Talking about cars, you can actually get into a few of them. but you can't get out of the cars again. In fact, you have to quit the game and restart the game to get out of vehicles, which, to be honest, if Grand Theft Auto had that, I don't think I'd enjoy it as much. But the good news is, and you guys will be very pleased to know this, you don't need to drive the cars, because you can just push them around. We also need to talk about other areas that this game is completely broken in. The map is a set piece, so this apartment is literally not even in the map. It's just an asset pack stuck in the sky. They also haven't optimized the draw distances, so everything as far as the eye can see is being fully rendered. People with 4090s are seeing larger than normal GPU usage because it's unnecessarily rendering things far off in the distance. If this was the full complete game that we saw in the trailer, this would crash pretty much everyone's computer. Talking about the apartment, there's nothing else to do other than push furniture around, and the object physics are genuinely screwed. Which brings us on to the doors. Walking past doors can literally break them off their hinges. If a door accidentally closes, you'll get stuck in a room and you can't get out. The gun sounds are genuinely awful, and they for some reason have a bizarre amount of ammo. Oh, and of course the bullets don't do anything or damage anything or have any interaction with objects. Most objects actually glitch when you interact with them, so if you try and jump on some of these objects, you'll get some sort of super jump that launches you into the sky, which is kind of cool, but I guess Paradise would just try and say that this is a feature. Now, if you turn whilst reloading, you'll fit in a size 6 dress and your hips will be looking thick. Genuinely though, I don't even know how they've managed to cock this up, because in my very short time playing around with Unreal Engine, none of the stock systems that have like gun animations and reloading seem to have this problem. I've tried 3 so far, and this appears to be because they don't know what they're doing. Now, these loading screens are of course their branding and their set piece. Obviously, between these asset packs that they've ripped offline, they want something pretty for us to look at. Well, they don't do anything. They're not actually loading anything. All of the assets and all of the maps are already loaded into the project. When you walk up to these designated areas and you get this menu, that's just a teleport option. You're just being teleported from one location to another, basically one asset pack to another. And the load screens is just an artificial way of making it look like the game has been polished. It hasn't. In fact, some people have tried to actually speed this up, and they unnecessarily make these load screens even longer to give it that artificial polish. It only needs to take a couple of seconds. Now, in the last video, I spoke about their Q&A, in which they answered a load of questions which no one asked. And of course, they made some snarky comments about gamers in general and tried to throw some shade back on the community. Now, what has actually been more interesting than anything is that was part 1 to the Q&A, and they still to this day have not actually answered part 2. And the reason why they haven't done a part 2 is because they didn't even answer any of the questions that were asked in part 1. Now, I've seen a lot of people jumping to the defense of Paradise, and it is worth saying that a lot of people are saying that myself and other YouTubers are throwing shade on Paradise because we're being paid by Rockstar, or we're jealous, or whatever it might be. I've seen so many excuses under the sun, but none of these people can answer simple questions like the day before launch when they said that the missions would be coming out and all of these additional features would be coming out. Why Paradise didn't actually go ahead and do that? We know why. It's because they were lying about all of those features and functionality in the first place. It's actually more likely that Paradise was probably paying them to drop positive videos about the game than it was Rockstar was paying us. And I know Paradise have been offering to pay people because they offered to pay me, and of course I said no. I've actually seen a really interesting shift in the way that people respond to what's happened. So obviously now all the information's come out, and we've seen firsthand that this game is nothing like they said it was going to be. In fact, the demo is nothing like they said the demo was going to be. It's very clear that every single twist and turn they're lying. A good example of that is the fact that they said that they worked with Loser Fruit and Lachlan. Of course they didn't. Their management confirmed there was no affiliation nor partnership there. They also said that they put their own vehicles in the game and they haven't used any recognizable or popular brands. Well, we can see that's a lie because it literally says Ferrari on the back of the car. All of these things, a lot of people are jumping to the defense of Paradise without actually giving any explanation to how they can defend it. And I've mentioned this guy before who went on that whole massive tirade calling me a liar and saying that I'm a drug dealer. Yes, he genuinely accused me of being a drug dealer, started saying I'll wear a mask because I'm ugly, all of this stuff. He went on this whole tirade about how I'm lying to try and bash Paradise so Rockstar don't lose sales of GTA 6. And I genuinely would love to live in the world of the delusion where people think that this game would affect the sales of GTA 6. I mean, in GTA 6, you'll be able to get in the car and out of the car. It's impressive stuff. Games development's come a long way, boys. Also, here's a list of what we saw in the demo. This is literally what the demo was made out of. Look, I don't have an issue with games developers using asset packs. That's why they're there, to help make the process better. But when you're marketing game as being the biggest, best open world game that it can be, which they have made claims about it being an open world game that can compete with GTA 6, to then go and just download a few asset packs and even some tools, and all of the features and functionality we saw were just pre-made assets and pre-made mechanics, to download all of that and then put that out there as your product, and people are buying into your coin and buying into your product because they believe in what you're doing. It's not just illegal in the sense that it's false marketing, it's also just really shitty. So you can say whatever you want about maybe the game's just delayed, or maybe they're doing this, maybe they're doing that. These people are not good people. They're not people that you want to be playing games from. They're not people that you want to be associated with. Now, there's not really anything else we can dive into in the very shit demo that they've actually dropped so far. So any of the times that I cover this now will be on the basis of what they do as a company. I have some predictions, and my prediction so far is that they're probably gonna try and do something else, maybe launch a different project under a different name, which is probably what they've been doing for years, but this is the one that's caught everyone's attention. They'll probably close down their social media, or they'll probably refocus their efforts into the G-Gem launcher. There's a lot of theories that maybe the same team are responsible for the dodgy launcher we've seen, and it would make sense. This launcher's existed for just a few months, and it's only just after they announced Paradise that this launcher was released. So maybe they're associated in some way. We don't know for sure. We're still trying to find out. There are people digging through the code of the launcher, and if any of you guys have any experience in that and want to join in, just drop me a message on Discord or reach out to me on any of my social media. You'll find me. Now, there's a few things going on in the background that we've been doing some digging into, and I'm not going to talk about it yet because there actually may be legal repercussions on Paradise side of things, which I'd rather the authorities dealt with first before I speak about it on the channel. But when that has been dealt with and when that's been resolved, I will talk about it publicly, and that will probably be the final nail in the coffin video for Paradise. When that will happen, could be a week, could be 6 months. We just don't know. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Please make sure to check out Cinch Gaming down below, and of course check out Blade's channel as well. He's provided me with all his footage, and his video on the topic is much shorter than mine, but very, very funny, and I do recommend that you go and drop him a comment and tell him to start making more videos, because his videos are entertaining. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
New beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the